So here I'm going to start a case how I'm going to synergize between co-diagnostic and Cares virtual for an immediate anterior implant. So that is my name, obviously, and then I'm going to put the patient, and I'm going to use her initials for now, for the sake of HIPAA. But I don't know how much we're going to do that. And I am going to order an implant Synergy tooth number 8, and I'm going to route the order, and it takes a few seconds to process it. And it did. So now I go back to pick up the case. It's a very powerful software, so it takes time. So I bring down this here. And as I said, I'm going to try to do my best to cover the names, but it's not going to be easy. So forgive me about that. And I'm going to go for her file folder. And I am going to take this one. This is the one that I have already prepared on Mesh Mixer, and I open it, and that's about it. And I pick it up here, and it's asked me to do the vertical axis, and I say yes. And I'm just gonna put it in the right position. And there you go. And now I just order the outside borders. And then I check mark it. And then I'm going to do the Synergy abutment. Basically, it locates where the tooth is going to be. And yes, I finished. And now I am going to go to the CAD station. And now it's going to pick up the case. And again, I verify here. I drop it here. And there you go. Now, I don't play anything with this at this point, because if I do, I will waste all my time. So I press at Synergy to connect, and I press this one. All right, so it's connecting now with co-diagnostic. So I go to co-diagnostic. So now I open co-diagnostic, and here I had already planned the implant in that position 8. And I have made also the guide, which you can see it here. That is the guide, and that is the position. So I'm going to close this, and I am going to connect them together. And it will ask me align to another object. And I'm going to pick this one. And I'm going to put a tooth here, and a tooth there, and a tooth here, and a tooth there, and a tooth here, and a tooth there. And it gave me the green light. That means they merged. And I always verify. And you can see they are not correct. So I have to go back. That's very important. Pick up more teeth than you need. Sorry. All right, so I'm gonna region. And you can see now they are completely merged. There is no discrepancy between them. I press finish, and now we have the two. Now, immediately you can see you have the tooth that a Cares has generated. So I'm going to turn off the guide. And you can see that this is the tooth that it generated. So now we have to connect it, make it better, fill up this gap, and all of the good stuff. So now I am going to move back to Cares. Now, automatically, it gives you this. So you're going to pick up. We are doing them all value-based at this point. We pick them, but we are not using a value-based as an abutment. We are ending up using the temporary cylinder. So I still have to go for the value base. Yep, there you go. And since I am using an RB, I don't want to have the angled solution. I take always this one. And now I say, okay. And I say, okay. Okay, and now you can see they are not completely merged because there is one thing to do. And I'm going to say here, I want to do a full crown on an implant. I always verify that all my data is correct. And now all I have to do is do the prosthetic lineups. So it looks pretty good. I can go to this point here and say I want to turn the tooth like this. Okay. And I want to make it thicker. And I'll show you how I can do this better. But so what I do is now I go to these points. And now I made it a little bit like that. Okay. And now the most important is this part. So you see the gap that we have here. So I'm going to pick up that point. That's the gingival margin. And I'm going to fill it in. And I'm going to bump this one here. There you go. To make a profile that is similar. And I am looking here and I see that this is a bit inward. And I made another point here just to flatten it like the other one. Yet here I see I have a little bit of a, okay, so that's the fix-ups that I need to make. on that perspective here. And I want to finish the facial quickly. So I go to smooth. And I smooth all of that. And that is this. And now I am going to say okay. And I'm gonna, okay. And I'm gonna go back to these points. And I don't like this emergence. This is too much of a bulk. So I'm going to do it this way. And I'm gonna create my subcritical margin. And I'm gonna look here. And I'm gonna reduce this. This looks fine. And I'm just gonna reduce this a bit. Yep. And this here a little bit. There you go. And this is the subcritical that is done nicely. And here I'm not sure. I'm afraid of the socket on the inside, so I'm gonna also reduce it. And then I am going to go to this, and I'm gonna try to smooth here. All these threads. I'm gonna smooth these. Now, again, there's nothing perfect. We're gonna have some adjustment that we need to do at the time of the surgery. But if I can make my life and restoring life much better beforehand, we will do that. Well, I tell you, with this software, it's very hard to fix those points. You can spend a lot of hours, never gonna do them. Look at it. It's actually made it even worse. So, okay, so that's all right. So let's not waste our time. This will be done on the bench or clinically. I can put points and see if I can fix it. See here, I can make another point and see if I can fix that. All right. And again, I don't want to make it too bulked up. Voila. And this one, I can see if I can move it and makes any difference. Well, it did reduce it a bit. So let me see if I can smooth it now from the buckle. And look at it, it's still now, it makes it pointy. So again, like I said, it is time consuming to do this, but sometimes, we want to do perfect, and it's not going to be perfect. Okay, now it's very important that I remarry everything together. And there you go. And then I'm going to take a look and look at it. It made it open in here. So that's fine. And I can go back now to the crown. I'm gonna do a smoothing here. And I'm going to remove to reduce this. Yeah. All right. Okay. Because I don't want high bites. And now I'm gonna do this add here. I'm gonna reverse it, and I'm gonna waxing tool sometimes is much better, but I'm trying to. There you go. Yeah. And again, I want to make sure I'm doing it on the right position. Now I'm going to smooth all of this. Okay, without creating a problem. I'm going to do also go back to the points and see if can add a point here. Point here. Okay, and can add a point here. Okay, and then I'm going to take a look and see if I have it all closed up, and we do. There you go. All right. If I can add a new point here, voila. That's it. And this is where the gap, and don't forget, this is, I made that socket. It's, you know, the accuracy is, so we'll do our best, but keep in mind that this is not as natural. Okay, so this is basically what we did with the Zenith. There you go. There you go. There you go. The shape. And if I say okay, that's what I have. And I'm just gonna smooth it up a little bit. Yeah, there you go. And now I'm gonna go back to co-diagnostic and see how does it look on the co-diagnostic. And before that, I'm going to bring it back to here. And I think it's a decent outcome. But the most important is go back to co-diagnostic. So now I go back to co-diagnostic and I take a look about that profile and how it merges the tooth, original tooth. It's perfect. You can see everything is lined up very proper. Now this is an extra section. This is the center one. So if you press on it, that's what it gives you. Okay. Now I can rotate that image all around, and I can see if I have pressure on the bone, on the sides, on the front, on the distal. And that's it. So my job is done. It didn't take me long, but nevertheless, that's what it is. And I am going to go back to Cares. So I did go back and smooth this part here, both of them, and I am gonna go and show you how it made a difference on co-diagnostic. Just give me a second. If you remember this bump that I had here, I went back and I smoothed it, so it's now more of a critical contour, subcritical contour. You can see it well-rounded, and that's about it. So with that, I am going to go back to a Cares and move along the process. So now that I'm back and we finished everything, then I am going to press on that green button. Are you sure you want to move forward? Yes. So it's going to do its thing. And I'm going to press again. Yes. And now it takes me here. That is her. And I'm gonna press on this. All right, I'm playing games here, I guess. I'm gonna press local production. Press again. I'm gonna retrieve manufacturing files. It's an STL. I say okay, and it dumps it into the models for Cares, and I am done. That's about it. So that's the whole way how you do it. And if you have any question, let me know.